Hello friends and welcome back to the channel. It's your old mate here with the forecast you've been waiting for. We're looking at the week from the 5th to the 11th of January 2026. And let me tell you, this is a week for the dedicated angler. This isn't about catching dozens of fish. This is about outsmarting a few very special ones. Why is this week so unique? Because the conditions are going to be properly challenging, properly wintry, and that means if you get a bite, it's likely to be a fish worth talking about. So grab a brew, get comfortable, and let's dive into how you can land a winter giant. First up, let's talk about our prime target for this time of year, the pike. In these cold conditions, pike behave in a very predictable way. They are conserving energy, so forget about them chasing the spinner across the surface. They'll be lying low and slow. The key is to find deeper water, especially on our canals, rivers and lakes. Look for features that hold baitfish, the base of drop-offs, sheltered bays away from the main flow, and any submerged snags or tree stumps. These are the pike's winter kitchens. My advice is to go for tactics that put the bait right on their nose. Dead baiting is a classic for a reason. A smelly sea fish like a mackerel or a herring fished static on the bottom with a simple ledger rig can be irresistible. The scent trail does the work for you. For the lure anglers among us, it's all about fishing low and slow. Think big, soft plastic shads, maybe 6 to 8 inches long, on a jig head heavy enough to keep it right on the deck. Retrieve it as slowly as you can bear with long pauses. The bites will be subtle, often just a slight tick on the line, so concentration is everything. Next, let's not forget the perch. These guys will be shoaled up tightly in the cold water. If you can find one, you've likely found a whole group. Just like the pike, they'll be in the deeper parts of your venue. On rivers, look for slack water and dredged areas. On lakes, use your electronics to find underwater structure or bait balls. The winning tactic for these tightly packed perch is, without a doubt, the drop shot. A small 1 or 2 inch soft plastic lure hooked through the nose and fished just above the lead can be absolutely deadly. You can impart tiny little twitches to the lure without moving the weight, keeping it in the strike zone for a very long time. It's a game of patience, but when a big stripey inhales that lure, it's all worth it. Maggots or small worms on a light ledger can also be a fantastic way to tempt a bite when the lure fishing is slow. Now let's break down the why behind these tactics by looking at the overall conditions for the week across the UK. The weather is going to be the main character in our fishing story this week. We are looking at a very cold spell. Air temperatures for most of the week will be hovering around 0 to 3 degrees Celsius during the day and dropping to -3 or even -4 degrees at night. This is going to lock the water temperatures down into the very low single digits, probably around 2 to 4 degrees Celsius. When the water is this cold, a fish's metabolism slows right down. They don't need to feed as often, and they won't move far to do it. That's why our tactics have to be slow and deliberate. The weather itself looks unsettled, with cold, partly cloudy days and a significant chance of snow showers, especially from Tuesday onwards. This often means fluctuating atmospheric pressure, which can make for tricky fishing. The key is to be out on the bank during a period of relative stability or right as a new weather front is moving in, as this can trigger a short feeding window. Let's touch on the moon phase. We are starting the week just after a full moon, which occurred on Saturday the 3rd. For our forecast period, we will be in a waning gibbous phase, moving into the last quarter by the end of the weekend. Now, according to fishing folklore, the days following a bright full moon can sometimes be tough. The theory goes that the fish fed heavily during the bright nights. While I always say the best time to go fishing is when you can, it's worth keeping in mind that the fish might be a little more reluctant, and you'll need to work that extra bit harder to get a bite. So, let's put it all together in our day-by-day forecast. Remember, friends, this is my best analysis based on the data, but nature always has the final say. On Monday, the 5th of January, we're looking at a cold and partly cloudy day. Temperatures will struggle to get above 1 degree. It's the start of the cold snap. In rating the bite as challenging, the fish will be adjusting, go slow, go deep, and be patient. For Tuesday, the 6th of January, the forecast calls for snow showers and continued cold, with temperatures between -7 and -1 degrees. The change in weather could trigger a brief flurry of activity. I'll call this day capricious. Be ready for a short bite window, perhaps mid-morning. Wednesday, the 7th of January, looks partly cloudy and bitterly cold, down to -7 again. With the weather settling a bit, the fishing could improve slightly for those who brave the cold. I'll rate this as challenging but possible. A well-placed dead bait could tempt a big, lethargic predator. Thursday, the 8th of January, sees a high chance of snow showers. The disturbance might make things tricky. A classic winter's day that will test your resolve. I'm rating the bite as weak. Focus on those prime 30-minute windows around dawn and dusk. Moving on to Friday, the 9th of January, expect more of the same, with snow showers and temperatures hovering around 0. The fish are now well acclimatized to the cold. It's another challenging day. Persistence is your best friend here. For the weekend, on Saturday, the 10th of January, it looks mostly cloudy with a chance of light snow. A slight drop in temperature again. It's a tough prospect, but the weekend is the weekend. I'm rating it weak to challenging. You will have to work very hard for your bites. Finally, Sunday, the 11th of January, brings more snow showers and freezing temperatures. The moon enters its last quarter. This will be a very tough day on the bank. I have to rate this as having a weak bite potential. Only the most dedicated and well-prepared angler is likely to succeed. So there you have it. It's going to be a tough, cold week, but that's what winter fishing is all about. It's you against the elements and the fish. Dress in warm layers, take a flask of something hot, and go make a memory. Thank you for joining me. Be safe out there and tight lines. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and let me know your plans in the comments below. I read every single one. What's your go-to winter tactic? Share your knowledge, friends.